Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So right now I'm on my way because I want to show you guys a car that I've known about for about 4 years now. And I've always wanted to go and check it out and maybe get some more info on it. I've checked it out briefly in the past, just briefly, but I never actually, checked it out in-depthly and maybe try to talk to him about it. It's sitting in front of a business, and it's probably not the typical car that you would think of. And it's probably not a car that's in restorable condition or very good restorable condition. And it's probably not even a car that anyone could purchase, but it's a really cool car. I want to check it out. So stick around, guys. Let's get into it. Am I the only one that has to worry about the treated low tire pressure light on cold mornings? It's frustrating. We'll have to check that when we get back. So there it is, guys. I went in and talked to him, and he says it's around a 1923 Model A. He said the original owner, it was a car. He didn't want a car, he wanted a truck, so he kind of took it apart and pieced the pieces out throughout his house, the body, the seats and everything. He said at one time he put it in his barn as a feeder for his animals. But he said he kind of refuses to sell it, and I get it. You probably couldn't do much with it nowadays. There's probably not a whole lot you could do with it. So I think it's really cool. Well, there's not much left of it. I was able to go in and talk to the gentleman that works here. He gave me a little backstory and information on the car. He said it's around a 1923 Model A. And it still has an older license plate on it from 49, so obviously it was roadworthy around then. But it even has the wood style spokes on it, which is really cool. The tires are about rotted off of it. Good old front solid axle. Now the story is the owner of this mall here bought it, but he said he didn't really want a car, so he kind of took it apart to piece it out, and he put the different body parts on his walls. He took the seat out and did some stuff with it. He said he had it in his garage at one time for a feeder for his animals, but he said he'd probably never sell it. But as I was telling you, it's definitely a historic car that doesn't have a whole lot of, I'm sure it has value, but you probably couldn't do much with it now. Just look at this, these old wheels. It's just been sitting here that long. I'm surprised at some of them. It's definitely a really cool old car. Look at the way that the leaf springs were designed in the rear. They just had one leaf spring instead of the later models where they used two. They just used a single one in the back. Because obviously these vehicles weren't very heavy, and they were never meant to carry heavy loads. So the one leaf spring setup was sufficient enough for these tiny vehicles. Because obviously they were designed after horse and buggies because of the size of them. It's just a really neat little car. I'll back up here so I can get some better views of the car. I'm sure you guys just want to see it overall, just kind of see exactly what it is. But the owner said it's around a 1923 Model A. It was taken apart by the owner because he said at that time he really didn't want a car, but he's refused to sell it, and I get it. But like I said, you couldn't do much with it at this point now, anyways. But it's just a really cool piece, really cool car. I love the old Ford front ends on the old Fords. They're very cool. Old wood style wheels are very unique, very awesome, very cool. I would have loved to have seen it when the body was still on it, But I guess he didn't want a car, so he kind of made it into a pickup, he said. I'm not quite sure what this is here. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like this on one of these. I'm not sure what that is. If you know, leave me a comment. I'm not sure. I have some experience with classic cars, but nothing like this. So I guess he put all the plywood on it. The plywood's not original. I guess it's new enough that it was pretty much all a steel body. back up here and get one more shot.